Welcome to all you true Elvis fans that are out there. This is Rare Elvis Photos, also known as Elvis 2022 channel. I wanted to bring some great pictures of Elvis Presley. These are some of my favorites. Of course, I have, I don't know, I would like to say every picture of Elvis Presley that's ever been published and unpublished. Could be wrong about that, but you'll see throughout 2024 and hopefully in the future that there's a lot of photos that you've not seen before. I wanted to, while these photos are going by, wanted to share part of Elvis Presley's biography by Peter Guralnick. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I've read both of his books, Careless Love and Last Train to Memphis. I believe he's working on another one as well, but this is from Careless Love. And this is just talking about some of the earlier days when Elvis was back from the Army. So let's start right now. So with just 2 weeks to go before leaving for Hollywood, Elvis occupied himself mainly with roller skating wars at the Rainbow Roller Dome, touch football games, movie going, and dating Anita. Now, Anita Wood is who we're talking about here, for those that are not familiar with Elvis Presley. One night, he called up gospel singer James Blackwood, one of his earliest inspirations, who used to admit him to the all-night singings at Ellis Auditorium for free when he was a teenager, and with whom he had always stayed in touch. He said, "First night y'all have off and are not doing a concert. Why don't you come out and let's sing?" So we sang most of the night, all gospel, and he wouldn't do anything else. I think he knew every song we ever recorded. Now, that's what James Blackwood said. He spoke of the gospel album he was planning to make before the year was out. He only hoped he would be worthy of the task. So the first Saturday after the session, he went on a $4,000 shopping spree downtown, looking for a birthday present for his father. Now, I just want to stop real quick on that. So his mother was a very important part of his life. So was his father. When Elvis Presley got back from the Army, he never had his mother again, obviously, because his mother passed away in the Army. So he really did as well as he could to take care of his dad, which is just a great sign of respect that he did have for his father. Well, no matter what you and I think about Vernon, I mean, I don't personally think he handled Elvis Presley's business as good as he could have. And I think he was he was responsible for the falling out of Elvis and the Memphis Mafia, and the book Elvis What Happened came from it. Now, I don't think Vernon would have ever imagined that would have happened, or he would never have done it. But he was a very frugal businessman that really didn't want to take care of the people around Elvis, even though Elvis wanted to take care of everybody around him. So let's go back to that. So he went on a $4,000 shopping spree downtown looking for a birthday present for his father. Somehow the fact that one of his purchases was a diamond necklace for Anita was immediately picked up by the papers, and both he and Anita spent much of the next few days denying that the gift meant anything special. He was, in fact, already dating another Memphis girl without Anita's knowledge, a 19-year-old singer and beauty contest winner named Bonnie Bunkley, whom he had met when he arrived at Graceland with her voice teacher to collect a teddy bear he had donated for a benefit at Whitehaven High School, her alma mater. Now, Bonnie Bunkley, I feel like I have maybe heard Billy Smith and his family talk about Bonnie, how that they liked her. I could be wrong about that, but I watch so many videos just like y'all do. I read so many books just like y'all do that some of these details get mixed up. But I do remember that Bonnie Bunkley was looked at with some favor from those that were around Elvis. So anyhow, so they hit it off right away, and she would come by sometimes when he told Anita that he wanted to spend time by himself. He had an aquarium in the music room upstairs, and often they would just sit by themselves and listen to records and watch the fish in a tank. That's a little detail that until I'd read this book, I didn't realize. I didn't realize Elvis had a fish tank, an aquarium upstairs. Let me know in the comments whether or not you guys and gals knew that detail. So anyways, he got depressed sometimes for no reason, he said. His mother's memory was always with him. He was moodier than she would ever have thought from observing him in public. But he was always considerate of her and her feelings. Now, Anita was never mentioned when she was around, and he asked if she and her mother might come to visit while he was making his movie in California. So Anita dyed her hair black to match his. And on Easter Sunday of April, the day before his scheduled departure, they attended the First Assembly of God church together, where Elvis's presence caused such a commotion that they had to leave the service. Then it was off to Hollywood on another triumphant 3-day whistle-stop trip, this time aboard the Southern Pacific's Sunset Limited. Now, I've ridden a couple trains in my life. I don't know whether or not anybody's been on the Sunset Limited. That's the same car that maybe Elvis was in, but there are so many Elvis fans out there in the world that I would not be surprised if somebody popped on and said, hey, I was aboard the Southern Pacific's Sunset Limited, either with Elvis, after Elvis. I don't know whether it still runs anymore. Trains are not a big part of our culture like they were back in the day. Anyhow, the party of 11 occupied 2 private cars at a cost of $2,424.41. So $4,000 for his father for a present. A party of 11 occupied 2 private cars going out to Hollywood for $2,424. So think about that $4,000 whatever it was for a present for the dad, and then you got 11 people traveling by train for $2,400. That's interesting. You would think that the train ride would be a lot more than a present. So in addition to Colonel Parker's 3-man staff, incorporated a personal retinue of 6, including Joe. Now we know that's Joe Esposito, Gene Smith, and Lamar, with newcomer Sonny West, which was Red's cousin, and last-minute addition Charlie Hodge. Charlie had been visiting for the last couple of weeks and accompanied them to the train. We hadn't really talked about me working with him or anything, said Charlie. So Mr. Presley and I are standing there, and Elvis was standing at the door of the train, and he was waiting on his cousin Gene. And Elvis looked down and said, you want to go with me? Something like that. And I looked at him and I said, why not? And he said, Daddy, put him on my salary. But those are the kind of stories I love about Elvis. Obviously, Charlie was in the Army with Elvis. And Elvis had met Charlie. And this is not from the book, just a little bit of background. Elvis had met Charlie at an all-night sing, or he went out to attend a concert where Charlie was part of a gospel group. And I want to say it was before he went in the Army, maybe, or maybe 56, way before he went in the Army. But it was right around that time that he saw Charlie. So he'd known of Charlie, and then he met him in the Army, which was interesting. I mean, kind of a happenstance thing, and then became great friends with Charlie all the way through his life to the end. So back to the book. Elvis had made it clear from the beginning that it was loyalty he was concerned with most of all. What he said on the ship over to Germany was, Charlie, as long as you're cool, he was talking about the press and all kinds of things like that, we can be friends for a long time. Boy, I wish we could get Elvis to read it. That'd be awesome, just with his voice. I love Elvis Presley's interviews. He had such a great speaking voice, and he didn't just stutter like everybody talks about all the time. Every once in a while he would do something like that, but he was a very clear communicator and very wise sounding. He wasn't a dumb hick, dumb Southern hick or something like that people tried to label him. He certainly got much better at his interviews. You can listen to the difference between 57 and 58, and then you got 59 and 16 later on, and he started to really slow down when he was talking. And he was already a Southerner, so you figured he would slow down a lot, just naturally, the whole idea about the Southern drawl. Anyhow, so with Sonny and the others, and the same consideration applied. So Sonny, 3 years younger than Elvis, and just behind Red, with whom he'd raised almost as a brother at Hume's High, they'd both met Elvis in March of 58, a few weeks after his discharge from the Air Force. So Sonny was in the Air Force, and just days before Elvis went into the service himself. His initiation had come in one of those vicious games of roller mayhem at the Rainbow, with Junior Smith refereeing, and Sonny, a rugged ex-football player and boxer, ending up on the floor, decked by a girl. I wonder which girl that was. I need to look into this. It's kind of funny. So some girl decked him. That's great. By the time that Elvis got out of the Army, Sonny was dating Elvis's double first cousin, Patsy Presley. Maybe that was the girl. Maybe Patsy decked him, and then Sonny married her, or dated her, and then I don't think they ever got married. But we'll find out. We'll find that out later on. Maybe y'all know. Did Sonny marry Patsy Presley? I don't think so. I don't remember hearing about that. So, and it only seemed natural that he would start coming around. So Elvis liked him from the start. He could use another good-natured, down-to-earth, physical type of guy to help take care of some of the simple tasks and problems that were always coming up. His only reservation about Sonny, he told Red at the time, was Sonny's language. He's a heck of a nice guy, but he never stopped saying "son of a bitch." Actually, man, I might need to beep that out. My YouTube might not like that. Son of a b. He calls everybody son of a b. I just wish he would stop saying it all the time, is what Elvis said. So interesting there. Now, we know Elvis would use a cuss word here and there. And later on in life, when he got older, he probably used them more. But it's a nice little look into the... I apologize. I was yawning. I just stopped there. It's a nice little look into Elvis back in the younger days. That he really didn't want cussing, especially constant cussing. You know, maybe the tasteful cussing here and there, or if you stub your toe or something like that, that we all have said something. Elvis took special pride in the guys he had around him. They proved you didn't need to surround yourselves with college-educated intellectuals. Those down-home Southern boys, with Joe was the only exception, he was from Chicago, and he liked Joe because of his street connections. So they were all smart. They were all dedicated, and they all could take care of themselves. Now, Cliff, which was Cliff Gleaves, he had Cliff around him because Cliff was a character. All right, that's wrapping up this video. I didn't realize that almost 12 minutes had gone by, but if you like hearing some of these sections on some of these books, because maybe you've never read them before, let me know in the comments, and I'll keep doing that over some of these phenomenal Elvis photos so you can enjoy some of these historical photos and maybe some backstories of some parts of Elvis's life. If you've made it this far, please click on the link that's in the description of this video. It's my son's gaming channel. He's only 8. He's going to have a bunch of funny little skits too. He's a big Elvis fan, and he asked me to shout him out every time I could in these videos. So if you could help him build his channel, that would be phenomenal. Till next time, TCB, TLC, take care of yourselves. And of course, share this video around and keep defending Elvis. That's what this channel is all about, and that's what I love y'all for.